All right, let's dive into an idea that is, well, pretty fascinating and, let's be honest, kind of validating for some of us. We're going to explore the surprising connection between having a messy desk and maybe, just maybe, having a brilliant mind. The whole idea is that intellectual brilliance can actually thrive in chaos. So let's just jump right in with a question we've all probably asked ourselves or, maybe had someone ask about us. Is a messy desk really a sign of a messy mind? It's such a classic stereotype, isn't it? You got the piles of paper, pens scattered everywhere, maybe a few too many coffee mugs. Does all that chaos on the outside actually mean there's chaos on the inside? For basically forever, we've been surrounded by what you could call the gospel of tidy. I mean, there's this huge cultural pressure to be neat, to have everything in its perfect little place, both at home and definitely at work. And the core belief behind all of this is super simple, and you hear it everywhere. We're told again and again that a cluttered space leads to a cluttered mind. The whole idea is that if your outside world is in order, then your inside world, your mind, will be clear too. And without that, well, you can't be focused or productive. But what if that's not the whole story? This is where it gets really, really interesting, because we're about to take a hard turn here. The counterargument suggests that maybe, just maybe, messiness isn't a flaw at all. In fact, it could actually be a sign of genius. Just listen to this idea for a second. Disordered spaces may be the breeding ground for intellectual brilliance. Wow, that one sentence just flips that whole gospel of tidy right on its head. It suggests that chaos might be the very place where the best ideas are actually born.
And this isn't some brand new theory. It's got history to back it up. I mean, just look at some of the greatest minds we know. Albert Einstein's desk, famously a complete disaster. He even had that great comeback. If a cluttered desk is a sign of a cluttered mind, of what then is an empty desk a sign? So good. And then there's Mark Twain, writing these incredible classics while literally surrounded by a tornado of notes. Even Steve Jobs, a modern genius, was known for a creative process that was messy and all over the place, because he believed that's where the real breakthroughs happened.
So that begs the big question, right? Why? What is it about a messy space that can actually spark innovation? Well, let's break down the first major reason, what we'll call the creative chaos engine.
It pretty much boils down to this really cool psychological concept called cognitive flexibility. You can think of it as your brain's ability to get out of a rut, to stop thinking in a straight line and start connecting ideas in brand new, unexpected ways. And it turns out, an unconventional environment like, say, a messy desk, can be the perfect thing to kickstart that process.
So how does this actually work? Well, for one, a messy desk can literally break you out of that rigid, step-by-step thinking. When things aren't perfectly organized, your brain is kind of encouraged to make new connections between things that don't seem related. It also, and this is a big one, lowers the pressure to be perfect. It gives you permission to make a mess, and that just promotes this amazing willingness to explore and try new things. Okay, so let's move on to the second big argument here, because it's not just about creativity. It's also about how you prioritize things. A messy desk might be a sign that someone is totally focused on the big picture. They're busy looking at the whole forest, not getting stuck on every single tree. You can really see this as a tale of two different mindsets. The neat priority is often about keeping up with systems, making sure things look orderly, and checking off small organizational tasks. But the messy priority? That's laser-focused on solving the real problem, on chasing that big goal. For that person, how tidy the desk is, well, it's just not that important.
And this is so crucial. We need to reframe how we think about this. The mess isn't automatically a sign that someone's lazy or neglectful. Instead, it can be a direct symptom of a mind that is just intensely focused on what it decides truly matters. The big idea, the complex problem, that creative breakthrough.
All right, so what does this all mean for you? What's the big takeaway here? It's really all about completely redefining what the word messy even means to us.
So here are the key things to hang on to. First, messiness isn't just bad. Context is everything. Second, remember that those chaotic spaces can actually be a really powerful tool for creativity. And a cluttered desk might just mean you're looking at a mind that's busy prioritizing huge ideas over tiny tasks. At the end of the day, it's about looking at the outcome of the work, not just the appearance of the workspace.
And that leaves us with one last question to think about. The next time you see a messy desk, maybe it's your own, maybe it's someone else's, are you going to see clutter or are you going to see creativity at work? Something to think about.